Hey everyone, my name is Timothy. I'm the co-founder of PIXMO. So over 2.5 billion images are stolen or used without the owner's permission every single day. That equates to 598 billion in lost revenue every single day. And our mission is to stop that. So PIXMO is the creative industry's digital asset partner. So we scan the internet 24 hours a day and ensuring that no one is using your assets without your explicit permission. And if you want, you can add the ability to take that particular image down if you wanted, or get compensation for that infringement of your copyright. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and jump into our platform here. When you go into the dashboard, you will initially, of course, see no images, but you can upload your images. So I have about 5 or so images here that I'm going to upload. So I'm going to click these 5. Now, these are all from royalty-free platform, so they should have matches relatively quickly. Some of them actually don't have matches, so there are some on here that have 0 matches like you see here, even though they are royalty-free. And most likely those were brand new, so eventually those will have matches that come up. And then of course you see here, this one has 45 matches, 3 matches, 4, so on and so forth. So I'm actually going to upload 2 or 3 instead, just so that way it goes a little bit quicker there. And keep in mind too, the load times also depend on how big your image are. So the images that I uploaded are pretty big. They are the full size images. So you don't necessarily need the full size image. It doesn't matter about the size of the image. It doesn't matter about, the DPI of the image. It's just a matter of getting the image in there so we can go ahead and match it. So as those images are uploading, they will upload in the background, and when they are fully uploaded to the system, again, depends on how big those images are, they will start popping up here where you can start seeing matches. So what do you do now that you see a match? You can click into the actual image itself, and once you do, you'll go into our matches page for that particular image. Here you see the image, 42 matches total on 30 different websites. And as you scroll, you can actually see what websites that particular image is going to be on. So you see the website name, URL, number of matches, and then of course the found date. Now it doesn't necessarily matter about the matches. So if this particular image shows up 95 times on that one website, it's not going to count that as 95 matches. It'll count that as 1. So we're talking about 30 websites and 42 matches there. So if we were to go into one of these, let's say, for example, I want to go into this one, you can click on the website name and it'll actually bring you to this page. Now this page shows you what the matched image is, which is why it's partial. So they used this image as part of their banner for their website, or it looks like a product. So you can see the actual website of the image itself and the actual image that's matched. So you have the website, which this will open up the actual web page that the particular image is showcased on, which we see there. So dog CPR, there's that image. And now you know for sure that this is a person that's using this image, and maybe you didn't authorize that. So the next step there is you can either issue a takedown yourself. We are coming out with a DIY way to do your takedowns within PIXMO. But we do have a way for you to create a case where we can actually ask for compensation for the infringement of that copyright. The way to do that is click on issue takedown rate here. But let's say, for example, this is something that you did authorize. You can just allow the website, and our system will essentially not index that website for that image ever again in the future. So let's say you wanted to open a case for this to essentially charge the person for infringing on your copyright. You can click issue takedown here. Now, keep in mind, you are doing that from a very specific point. You're doing that from the match page. So we kind of, as a convenience, skipped a couple of steps here that you didn't need to do. So if we go back, you can see overview, which just is an overview of our process. It already selected the images for you, so you don't have to worry about that component of it. So if I click next, you'll see that it auto-selected that. And then if you go to the next step here, then it auto-selects the website because we went to that one under the match page. So it auto-selected that for me. Can go ahead there. And then it's going to ask you a series of questions. Now, a lot of these questions are geared towards understanding why you believe that this particular person or company infringed on your copyright. This is really, really critical step for us to be able to get compensation for you. So definitely follow the prompts here to make sure that all information is submitted and is accurate as possible, because it will help us with this particular case. Once you go through the steps, then I'll go into the review process where our backend team will go ahead and formulate a whole campaign to try to basically get you compensation for that image. We will create a PDF. We'll send that over to the website owner. In there's also a link for them to pay the fee. Now, keep in mind too that you do have to connect to Stripe in order to be able to ask for compensation for that image. So definitely make sure to do that. And once the person or the infringing party actually pays that fee, we then go ahead and pay that fee out to you as soon as we get that submitted. So now going back to the dashboard here, if we go back to actually images, you'll be able to do this for pretty much any image that you upload. You'll be able to see the amount of matches that you have and be able to take action from there. Once you submit a case though, you can go over to your cases page and you'll be able to see all the cases that you have open with us. Obviously, image name, reported website status, and creation date. And we do our best to update you as soon as possible. Generally, if there's no payment made on the from the infringing party within 30 days, we generally think that that's kind of a cold case in a sense, where the website owner is just not going to pay you. And at that point, we have other options for you to explore that we can definitely talk about. So that is PIXMO in a nutshell. Being able to monitor your images 24 hours a day and be able to know and understand who's using your images without your permission. And it's really great because if you didn't have PIXMO, essentially you would have to upload these images individually to Google reverse image search. And then you'd have to keep a spreadsheet of all of those websites and all of those matches, and then create your own PDF and issue takedown, or go through DMCA and do an additional work. So we're really your backbone when it comes to monitoring those images and those the hard work that you guys did for those images, whether you're a photographer or a graphic designer or an interior designer or even an e-commerce store, and matching the images that you have on your store to make sure no one's using them on a different store, like reselling your product. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and thanks so much for being part of PIXMO. Take care, everyone.